Modification. Kindred was first picked by H2K in the previous game. We know Gilius is very comfortable on both Lee Sin and Elise, which he's run a bunch of times already.
What he loves is Nidalee. So he's trying to tell H2K, please ban it, or we will first pick it, and therefore try and force one of the bans on the side of H2K. Vladimir, no discussion.
Yeah.
Great champion for Schalke, very, very strong in the current meta. And will not be touched in the next patch. That is live now.
Very interesting.
Next patch he will be even better.
Earlier today, though, Betsy beat Vladimir with a Swain.
Yes.
He was able to out-sustain the damage that Vlad was putting down, so maybe we'll see some more of him in next week's games. Nidalee taken off the table, so Schalke said we were thinking about first picking it. H2K realize will not give it
Very hard to figure out right there. Ryze is still open, the most banned champion in the EULCS and actually in every region. No one wants to give a free Ryze over. H2K did get it yesterday as a first pick. Schalke could first pick it if H2K does not ban it here. If they do ban it away, instead we're looking at the trading game because you have both junglers removed. There's there's Echo, which a lot of teams value, slightly above the Maokai. Then there's the Azir Victor trade, which will most likely happen. But it requires Ryze to be banned here, which it should.
Well, that first pick Ryze by Ryu yesterday did not win. It was taken down by Steelback's Jhin. Had the pleasure of casting that game, and it will not be picked this game either because it's been banned.
Yeah.
H2K decided to remove that off the table. So, in terms of some of the other high priority picks,
again we talk about Echo being the one team's value above the Maokai. First of all, there's no extremely hard counters to Echo. Like there are some of these sleeper picks against the Maokai that can really snowball out of control. You can pick a Trundle who can do extremely well against the Echo, first of all. But a lot of teams value the Echo very highly. Absolute worst case, you can also swap it mid, but I don't think it's very strong mid lane at the moment compared to top.
Alright, so we'll see if they want to run that. We know Fox has got so many other champions to play as well. Victor still up and available.
I want to see Kate here again.
Yeah, as well. Kate and a jungler, or there's no real pressure, right?
You don't have to specifically take a jungler.
Biggest ones.
But I would just love to see Caitlyn being picked here by H2K because it was a Sivir as the answer for Schalke. Beforehand, you don't need to lock in your top laner. You can easily pick the AD carry, even go for support. But we see a lot of teams actually wait with support because there are so many counter options for it. I think Rek'Sai is a perfectly fine choice, and I like the Kate here. So definitely agree with H2K on this rotation.
Comfort pick there for Freeze. Yankos is going to go to Rek'Sai that we're seeing more and more and more on 6.10. And Schalke now can safely lock in a jungle, not reveal anything. Or they can go for another pinch draw if they want to.
Probably just going to be the Elise again for Gilius. But also with the Rek'Sai getting the physical damage in the jungle. Sets up for that Maokai pick. Potentially up in the top lane. But not really a big surprise if it gets locked in by Ultimate. So you get the magic damage there plus your mid laner. Get your physical damage from AD carry jungler. It is important when you build these compositions that want to go late game. You have a good mix of damage.
Yeah, Odoamne ran Gnar yesterday. It was not great. We'll have to see what they decide to run in this particular matchup. Alistar Sivir once again, so same counter is not going to be the right word. Same pick into Caitlyn is what Schalke have done in the first game, and they've stolen the Alistar from Vander. Considering they banned the Braum out, that means they're going to push Vander into something else. We heard him say, I can play Bard, in that little outro clip. Let's see if they want to go that way.
I mean, again, Azir Bard is an option if they want to play this. Very, very strong siege they can set up and always threaten with their Bard ulti towards these towers. But Schalke is basically saying we just need to get guaranteed engage. Because we don't have the Maokai this time, we had the Echo instead, who's not guaranteed hard engage. Well, the Alistar with his Sivir ulti will be, obviously. So they're ready for H2K to draft Azir again. They're ready for H2K to once again build a composition that can siege really well. And then Schalke wants to have enough engage to always jump H2K. And we might get the exact same setup almost, where we have two team fighting compositions with good scaling on both sides. We talked about the Maokai. That's why, again, you can take the Rek'Sai because you get magic damage from your top laner. And it's going to be most likely Azir or Victor as the last pick for Ryu. I would say Azir, if it is open, he's going to go for it. And then Schalke just need this time around to be able to actually execute the engages and not fall on their faces.
Well, do Schalke then maybe pull a fast one? Consider locking in LeBlanc, maybe dissuade that, but you don't want to run that into the likes of Maokai. What else can Fox pull out? Just steal the Azir for himself?
Yeah, I can take the Azir, for sure. Definitely be an option for him. Take away some of that siege potential H2K were building towards and had in the last game. Also, Ryu had such a good game, so yeah, you can steal that one away. Of Gragas jungle, we've seen it from Trashy quite a few times. Body
Very
Slam
good,
Flash
in
is
fact.
still extremely strong. He is just very slow in the early game. Doesn't really have any way of threatening like Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai can go Titanic Hydra in the matchup and be very strong and be a threat against a Sivir, be a threat against an Azir. Definitely, and just power farm the jungle. But both junglers can gank, which again sets them up to be active in the early game. But funny enough, we have a teamfighting comp from Schalke. We have some split pushing on the side of Ashe. If we don't, because
No,
it's a
support
front
bundle.
support, I just
Yeah.
got super excited for a moment. But we're also gonna have a teamfighting comp for H2K. Funny enough, and we're gonna get exactly the same setup. Just
Hey, it took-
few different champions.
It took 10 minutes to get exciting in game number 1.
Yeah, we expected 20, and we only needed to wait 10. So
Oh, that's not fair. The lane swap was exciting as well. It took 10 minutes to get the kills on the board.
Fair enough.
That's going to be a bit more of a fair statement, I feel. But Schalke going to commit to this team fight composition. H2K going to reply in kind. And we'll see who's going to get the advantage. I mean, H2K just showed they had superior macro, superior map play in the very first game that allowed them to secure those objectives.
I just love how we have like these tanky supports. We have what's going to become tanky junglers. So even the Rek'Sai obviously building a lot of tanky items towards the late game. Tank top laners, of course. And then we have very, very standard picks in mid and AD carry.
Is that the thought? That's what it is?
My brain just kind of stopped and it was like, yeah, we do. Rats.
So we have the
Basically explain-
similar style team compositions on
Yeah.
both sides.
That's why I need you.
We've
here,
seen
Trevor.
Schalke have been able to team fight very well. H2K have been able to play the map very well. One thing that is good is Ryu, the man that made that game-changing team fight play, is on a champion that has slightly less ability to do so.
Yeah, he can
It
just
is-
like one-shot you instead. But yeah, you're right. He can't set up that
You have less
extra
room.
engage.
You have less room for an outplay on a champion like Victor because he's a
I
lot more
agree.
linear.
I agree.
You either stand in the death ray or you get caught by the Chaos Storm or not. Whereas Azir has got the ability to, fly all around corners and knock you into all sorts of different places. There's your team comps, guys. Will Schalke be able to bounce back, or will H2K pick up 3 points here in the last series of week 1? The crowd here is excited in Berlin in the arena. Don't get up just yet, Officio.
Gotta pause again, like last game.
Unfortunately, we do. I love hearing the chants, though. It is very, very good. A lot of support for H2K.
Always been one of the good things about the H2K name.
It's
Easy to
chant.
yell. Very, very, very easy. Multiple Schalke members are now quitting the game, basically.
Yes, because there was a client
Yes.
loading problem. So once again, PCs will just get the game reload and jump back in.
Both supports running Ignite here, so we could, if we get standard lane, see some action. Again, the Caitlyn is good into the Sivir in the lane, but it's a lot about just who gets to push and what support you have next to you. Well, there is all-in potential, obviously, when you have an Alistar, and Trundle is more, it takes a slower fights,
Well, we've got a little bit of time here. So, Defisho, what do you think of the EU LCS meta? We've seen 20 games now. Well, we'll see the 20th in a moment. In comparison to what you're seeing outside, like in LCK and LPL from CSQ.
I think if you compare to LCK, a lot of it is the same. Honestly, a lot of the same champions being used. Funny enough, teams find the best ones. Been some more different mid laners over the
Yeah.
LCK. They've tried out some different things. Where in Europe, we've kind of stuck a lot to like Azir, Victor, the
standards.
Vladimir, standard Ryze being banned, of course, in every single game except for one. But we've seen a lot more fighting around Dragons from most teams, and we also seen teams who didn't value Dragon at all get punished for it, like Origin yesterday. I feel like the meta is slowly but surely finding its place, but I don't think it's over yet. I think we can see more with the Rift Herald.
Yeah.
As teams figure out different things. Obviously, again, next patch have a lot of changes. A lot of the current top picks getting nerfed, and then suddenly we will get so
brand
many
new
new
meta.
picks. Yeah, brand new meta happening. So it doesn't even matter so much for this week specifically, because it will change very soon.
We have to figure out who can adapt the quickest. A little pulverized there from Sprattle. He found a little bit of trouble from H2K. We're loaded up onto the Rift, taking stock, no lane swap shenanigans going on.
Just trying to look a bit at some of the late game fights we will see. Obviously, we have enough engage on the side of Schalke with both Gragas and Alistar, and then a Sivir ulti to back them up, even though Azir technically does not always want to like dive straight in with the rest of the tanks. He can sit back with his very long range and deal damage to the backlines. A lot of ways for Schalke to try and get onto Freeze and Rio here. And only a Trundle to peel. And Trundle in itself is not enough peel against a lot of hard engage. He's very good against teams that have to like run at you. But it's going to be like flash engage from Analysis. It's going to be body slam flash from a Gragas. Like Trundle can't stop that. He can't peel for an 80 carry. So we need to see Rio and Freeze stay very far back in these fights and be able to survive that initial engage. But that's obviously in 25 minutes time.
All right, last time you said that, it took half that amount. So
well, I mean,
what happens at 12 and a half?
We probably see some other stuff happen before, but I just mean like for the real late game fights we'll get.
All right, so lane swap was initiated here by Schalke. Riles and Sprotle have moved their way into H2K's jungle. Spratle's going to be really annoying. I don't think he's going to get spotted as long as he doesn't move. Jankos, oh, he moved. I think Jankos,
no, he's not
no Tremor Sense, so won't be able to.
Is he just going to try and steal the red buff?
All right, how cheeky does he get?
Well,
Spratle's got Ignite. Spratle's also got Flash.
60 damage on his Q right now.
360
hit
hit
about
points
50 on the red buff.
This is very exciting.
Wait, Jankos.
Backing away.
Oh, he's back. Oh, he just waited for the smite.
Played very, very safe. I think that's fairly clever because Sprotle was not in lane.
Yeah.
There's
only one place he can be.
Yes.
Like, it's in the bush right next to you. You obviously know he's never going to kill you, so you're not really afraid of him. You just don't want him to steal your red buff.
Yeah.
Meaning Rallis gets some free farm and a free experience here. And it actually means Schalke are very slow on this first push. Look how fast H2K are. Second wave, instantly pushing in. One thing we see more and more is top laners.
Teleporting.
They teleport into the lane because they don't really need the teleport to set up big dives at the moment. So instead they can use it early to make sure to get a bit of experience in the jungle or in the lane and then a TP in for that push. So very early, good start, and Jankos going in.
He's flash caught Fox. Fox forced to heal and try get away.
Whoa.
The tower turns it round.
We saw that
Gilius
yesterday.
gets first blood.
Jankos trying to pull off a very aggressive gank where he's flashing forward, trying to trade flashes with their Azir, but not realizing there could also be a jungler nearby, and Gilius shows up. Exactly what happened yesterday for Jankos. He gives up first blood. Great start for Schalke. Despite falling behind in the lane swap, you will see a difference in CS between the two top laners because Odo Amne has so much time now to sit and clear out this wave. Has a very deep ward to spot the Sivir, then he can push out even further. So this does suck a bit for Steve, but it's great for Schalke in the mid lane, and Jankos just... He's hoping to trade here with the Azir, like get the Azir flash as well. But you have no vision on top side, obviously. You have no idea where enemy jungler is, and if you can be near the mid lane, well, so can the enemy jungler, obviously. And Jankos just too aggressive.
Yeah, thanks to the donation of first blood from Jankos. Schalke 0 Fear with Fear first bloods. All 4 games, managed to grab themselves the first kill. It's especially important on Gilius because his matchup against Rek'Sai was going to be weaker in the early game. So he's got that early first blood, got that early advantage, and even got that donated red buff, so
right,
a little bit of extended cooldown. And
the thing I kind of hate the most about the play from Jankos is I feel like there's such a small win for him because it's effectively just trading flash for flash, but there's such a high risk of you getting counter ganked when you go that aggressive. And also, rest of H2K were winning the lane swap because Odo Amne were getting so much time on the bottom lane because they were so fast on the push. Look at him, 15 CS to 1. A level above Steve as well.
And halfway to the next level.
So he's going to get here. He's going to get another tower, obviously, and a few more minions. And then normally you actually see teams now get the lanes set up after these tier 1 towers goes down. So you get the standard 2v2 on bottom side, which means when this tower dies, Odo Amne can actually just freeze it. And force Steve then to have to run up and try and push out a wave that's already pushing away from him. And then get the 2v2 on bottom side for H2K. But they're behind in gold now because Jankos were so aggressive there. Wait for these minions to die as Odo Amne, kill it, and then you are in a very good spot as a top laner. It's the best you can hope for in these swaps.
Yeah, especially when you saw how long it took for both Steve and Odo Amne to become involved in the first game. Extended lane swap, starving them of resources. Steve shares some of that gold there. And Fox, once again, under some trouble. Vander, it's a pretty good pillar down, though. Fox held on to his flash. He only burned heal during that first blood trade.
And now we just got to see how long Steve stays in lane, because the longer Steve stays in the lane, the more time Odo Amne knows he has to push out the wave. And if Steve stays, he knows, okay, he's not coming topside instantly. That means Mr. Rallis is coming topside. You got to send your AD carry somewhere, and then Odo Amne can start pushing out. So you use the information the minions on bottom side give you, and of course the fact you had a warded lane to spot Rallis now, so that means Odo Amne again picks up a few more CS. Steve is going to get denied the rest. And now we just have something we didn't see too much this week, a third part of the lane swap where you start pushing in for tier 2 towers. It's become like more like you get tier 1s and then you get standard lanes, so you have control on bottom side for dragons. It is a mountain drake, takes a little bit longer to kill, but it does have a lot of value. Still though, Schalke realizing, okay, we need to try and get Steve some farm. We don't want to put him in a lane where he's going to fall even further behind now. So we keep swapping it around.
And see if they can find Steve any farm, any sort of levels.
This, by the way, why you don't wait at red buff as a support for such a long time, because you normally want to be up there early helping pushing in when the enemy team is doing that.
It's the whole ripple effect. Early game decisions and how much it's going to come back to haunt them. Odo's got his teleport available. He's going to still be in lane while Rawls is busy shoving in under the turret. If this was the spring split, team would then look at the Herald as the next objective, but it's not. Instead, Ryu's going to be the target of a dive. Body slam over the wall.
Nice.
Helios with the barrel, a flash from Ryu. Here comes Sprantel. They prepared a 3-tier dive. The Chaos Storm will burn them down, but Rolls joins the party as well. Gets in on the assist and a 4-man gank. Grabs a second kill.
So I think H2K made the right choice in going to defend on top side, secured on all that farm, and as soon as Schalke moved away, Ryu should have known, okay, they're coming for me in the mid lane. But he's staying on the tower, 4 members show up, nothing he can do at this point. It's all about what happens like 5 seconds before. Once you're stuck under this tower against 4 members, you're going to die. A lot of flashes used, yes. But I think H2K had the right idea of defending tower, but then should have known, okay, they're coming towards mid. It's the only place they can go, it's towards mid lane, because the Rift Herald is too strong now. For you to just rush it, if there's so many other members on top side, it's too high of a chance you will get stopped at Rift Herald, and then you lose a lot of time. Ryu shouldn't have been staying on the tower there, and gets punished for it.
So, Schalke, some good early kills on the board. It's equated to a small gold lead, but that's nothing really to speak of, because the CS difference between Steve and Odo is still gigantic. Level 4 versus level 6. So, if anything were to break out, the value of an Odo TP is so much greater. You can actually see Steve just fighting for scraps down bottom, while Odo, again, uncontested in the top lane.
Yeah, and again, this is why it's so important when you have these small advantages in the lane swap that you understand how to get the most of it. So while Steve is getting some farm on bottom side, well, it means that he's stuck in a lane that's pushed very far down towards tier 2 tower, and he doesn't really want to leave. Well, that means the river is open for H2K, and that's a free dragon. Where there's really nothing Schalke can do as a response, because they want to make sure Steve is getting farm now and not having to TP into a fight all of a sudden, lose extra farm, maybe doesn't even get anything in the fight. He will pick up a wave here, but he's still going to be behind.
Yeah.
And now he just needs to catch up when he's pushing out that top wave, while H2K can try and make plays on the bottom side of the map, because they have a level 7 Maokai at this point. There's a few deep wards behind Schalke's bot lane. Opens up for H2K to set up an aggressive play with Odo Amna.
Odo potentially can find a target.
If Schalke pushes further up, again, look at that ward in the tri-push as well, but it requires Schalke to push with the bottom lane.
And then move through the river up.
Well, move through the river or just move further up the lane to try and push out, and then you TP on them and you have a good setup for H2K. You can see they're pushed even further now, but we have no jungler nearby. Jankos is not even close to the bottom side. So now H2K is saying, we're not looking for an aggressive play. Wait for that big wave to come back, it seems, for Odo Amna.
So, waiting for the wave, Fox is going to shift some sands around and poke out Ryu. He picked up an early Negatron cloak, as well as the first step towards that Nash's. In contrast to Ryu, who just went straight Rylai's in game 1. Additional MR is going to help out.
I don't think Abyssal is necessary here on Azir. I think going just straight Nash's into Rylai's is actually better. I don't think Abyssal is that great of an item, unless you're under a lot of kill pressure.
Yeah.
From an AP champion.
To be fair, Jankos showed his face at, what, 4 minutes
yeah,
in game?
but he's physical damage anyway, right? So you don't care about him specifically with the Abyssal. But yeah, obviously he's been on pressure, but I actually don't think he needs it.
But look at what the difference is. That gank and that kill that Ilias was able to secure very early on allows Fox to work plus 20 CS. Ryu is at the point that Victor can now start pushing back and start dealing with that Sand Soldier push. But for Schalke, they're pretty happy. 11 minutes in, they've got a 1,500 lead. Kill advantage.
Push out top, so
playing the map pretty well so far.
Yeah, and I think honestly H2K could have been more aggressive in the way they were playing, because they had that advantage on top side. They knew Steve was going to push out that wave very slowly. could it look to set up a play on bottom side, but you just see Gilius was hovering around his AD carry support, knowing, okay, only place H2K can force anything is bottom side. So I'm going to be down here. If I see Jankos, we know something is up, and we're not going to keep pushing. They didn't see Jankos, and therefore Schalke got to push out the bottom side. And again, it's very small movements of like few members that can set up a play or cannot set up a play. I do think, again, H2K had a chance to be aggressive because they had the Maokai so far ahead, and Steve did not want to leave his lane. But they opted to just play it extremely slow.
But one of the things as well, I wanted to sort of start a discussion about is Freeze again. He went for that cold pickaxe as his first item. Slight difference. This time around, we're going to go more AD early. What we've seen from his Caitlyn games previously was the pickaxe into Hurricane. And Freeze as an ADC, with the exception of one Lucian game, has been pretty slow out the gates. His itemization choices, the champion choice.
He's also been playing a lot of lane swaps. As a Caitlyn, right? It's not exactly the most action-packed thing to do. You clear out a few minion waves, you hit the tower a few times, and you don't get to bully your lane. Like we like to see with Caitlyn players, when they get a strong lane matchup, 2v2, then you can really see some action. But as Reckless was talking about on the analyst desk, I mean, Freeze is not known as like a massive lane bully specifically. He's a fine laner, he's a strong mechanical player. But it's more what Freeze can add to the team environment or the teamwork than it's like an individual upgrade over Forgiven. Because Forgiven obviously is more of a lane bully, is more of a 1v9 type of guy now. Freeze used to be that kind of guy, but we have to go back a few years. And he's learned. Yeah. He's gotten older.
He's grown up a little. That might be why he's playing slower.
Yeah, older and slower. Fits together.
All right, 13 minutes in. Dragon's going to be up in 2 minutes' time. It'll be the Ocean Drake. And it's not super important to fight over. Schalke, they've grouped themselves up in this middle lane, 4-man stack. Steve's backing off and has teleport available, so if any fight were to break out, the ability to join. It's too early in the game to have those home guards.
And everything that happens right now is just built around who's pushing minion waves first and how far can you push them up. Because whenever you get to push it past the river towards the enemy, it opens up for you to rotate first to another lane, and then you get a few hits on tower. You saw H2K had to push up bottom side with Freeze and then run in and join to stop it, and that's just a few hits on tower. It's not exciting, but the tower will take a bit of damage every time, and if you do it 2 or 3 times more, or maybe even just 1 or 2 times more, you actually get a full push on that tower, you take it down, you open up the map, and very small advantages you will get. But it's about the fact that you don't want to just randomly dive. You don't need to force anything super aggressive if you can keep pushing waves. One thing Sivir always have done well is how fast you can push out a wave and then move. But we're basically playing the way I expected last game to play.
Yeah.
Very slow in the start. More controlled. And then it will explode once we get later into the game and we start fighting over Baron and the last few dragons.
Yeah, once you start seeing some more item spikes. I mean, Steve yet to finish his first big upgrade. Odo's got a Spirit Visage. Nash has 2, he's just picked up for Fox. Ralls has been on his Essence Reaver for a little while, and Freeze got those Swifties, got a Zeal.
Once his Hurricane before the IH, of course.
Got some control.
On its own is not that great, so he was also saying, guys, I have some strong items, but I have nothing completed yet because I actually want another item, so I need a bit more time. I want to hit my 2-item spike, and then you're going to see H2K push out a bot lane and then start setting up traps around these dragon areas. Well, the only one there is. There's not 2 of them. It's the dragon area. And then try and bait Schalke into some of these fights where they have to walk past all the traps. That's what Caitlyn does so well. People are wondering about this skill order. What you do with Caitlyn in lane swaps is you get 3 ranks in Q, so you can push these waves faster, and then you max your trap after, and that is exactly what Freeze is doing.
3 and 3. We'll see what those traps do. Schalke trying to get some vision down, but look at the minimap. H2K have got a ton of wards in the back of that Dragon Pit, so a lot of options for Odo to play with, and he is still alone in that top lane. Still continuing to push that one out, so the longer Schalke dance here, the further Odo can push that wave.
Yeah, top lanes just keep trading farm with each other. A lot of wards behind Schalke again, where there are TP opportunities for Odo. When he pushes down this wave and Steve shows up to take it, you can make an aggressive play with teleport because you force Steve to follow you so he doesn't get that farm. And that's how you can get a bigger advantage for your top laner. But H2K are happy farming up 2 items on both Victor and Caitlyn before they do anything, also because Schalke can't really massively snowball out of control because also, as you said, it's a Cloud Drake. Oh, sorry, it's an Ocean Drake right now. They're not really too bothered giving up an Ocean Drake. They're not losing anything at the moment, but every time you see Schalke push out this wave, look at Freeze having to clear it, they go mid lane.
It's a discussion of risk versus reward. Is it worth fighting over? What advantage will it give us versus what will it cost us?
Yeah, is it worth it for H2K to take a Caitlyn who at this very moment is not very strong without completing any items yet, put her into a team fight just to deny some CS for Steve? Not really. That's why they're fine.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know what, wait 2 items. We don't care about the Drake. All they need to care about is the fact that Schalke will push out bot lane with Sivir, move mid lane, get some damage on mid tower. But as long as that mid tower stands, you can keep doing this.
And that mid laner has continued to defend his tower. Although saying that, Ryu is falling a little further behind in CS, has been under a lot of pressure throughout the course of this early game. 181 versus 150, plus a kill and an assist in Fox back pocket. So it equates to around 1,300 gold difference. The needlessly large rod between them. And that is a sizable difference, especially when you consider that Fox is currently sitting on 2,000 gold, so he's going to want to spend that, upgrade, work towards his next item, ahead of the 25-minute team fight that the show promised us.
And he really wants to Rylai's for that fight, but if he's going Abyssal, he obviously won't get it, and that's why I don't like it, because I don't think you need it. I think it makes you weaker for that first big fight.
Slows down that power spike.
Right, and that first big fight can snowball everything. If one team manages to get a clear win in that fight, that can be a Baron straight away. And then suddenly we have the same setup as the last game. But this again, the rotation
the tower
from Schalke.
Under some pressure. No autos from Rolls though. I think he caught one onto Jankos, unable to... didn't want to risk, let me put it that way, stepping further forward. But chipping away at the tower, one wave at a time.
Yeah, we said it could be 2 or 3 times you go in there. This is the 2nd or 3rd time they're here now. One more push in.
Hey.
H2K is here. There are no wards behind Schalke at all. For the TP on.
Pick the tunnel. Gilius is body slammed forward. There's a lot of threatening postures here. Schalke, they're playing very forward, daring H2K to fight, knowing that they've got this temporary item bonus with the Essence Reaver and the utility Sivers going after the team. H2K, don't bite.
And the scene what we're seeing here, again, Freeze is not at a point where he really wants to fight. There's 2,000 gold on Rio as well, so Schalke were like, we're fine. We want to take the fight. Please, teleport on us. Engage on us, because we are actually stronger at this very moment, because you sit on so much gold with your mid laner. Rio needs to go back and spend all this gold here, obviously. But he doesn't want to give up a free mid tower. That's all H2K has been defending for the last 8 minutes. It's just this mid tower.
Right.
And buying time.
That defense has allowed time to go shop. 19 minutes in. Raz is going to back as well, so a couple of big items will be picked up. Keep your eye on that mini-map, on the inventory screen rather. Zeal for Raz. Eye of the Equinox was picked up by Vander a lot earlier. Fiendish Codex, Negatron, upgraded boots for Ryu. So still not a powerhouse. They're still waiting to find that strength, I think, to Fischio.
And then again, no one cares about the Ocean Drake at this point. There's been actually no focus on it, except for now, where H2K is saying, oh, you're recall? Fine.
You have to say it. So the moment you said it, they go and focus it.
But, I mean, does it really count when the enemy team just recalled all of them and you just return from your recall? It's kind of free objective to take.
It is a free objective, but it's one that H2K will take gladly.
Definitely. And it's, I mean, Ocean Drake is not bad.
They lose a tower, though. We're going to take a look at the HP. Oh, Raul stepped all the way forward. Oh, look at that. One hit difference. I think if you just push that wave in, the minions can do it for you.
Don't get baited, though. Always when it's like one hit you need, AD carry overextends a little bit too much to get that one hit, and then suddenly engage happens. But H2K really want to have Odo Amna there instantly.
There you go, focusing the dragon. Not enough wave play on the minions.
Yep.
Although, to be very fair, that tower was going to fall soon anyway, right?
It was taking a lot of damage.
There was not a lot of time before it was knocked. But the third tower of the game in favor of Schalke means they now have a 2,000 gold lead, growing ever so slowly. Needlessly large rod, as well as a pair of boots for Fox, so got some additional AP to work with.
But it's good we can kind of save our voice a little bit. What you see from the Azir here is, in fact, he wants to Rylai's, and he's realizing he didn't actually really need that MR at this point. He doesn't need an Abyssal Scepter, so he's just kind of skipping past that one item. Just delays his second item spike, but again, save your energy, Trevor.
It's a double-edged sword, though, right? This slower pace, yes, it's allowing Freeze to farm his way up. It's giving Ryu a chance to complete his Abyssal Scepter and farm back. But Steve is back in the game as well. Steve,
yes,
ahead of CS in front of Odo when he was down around 30, 35 at one point. But it's been 20 minutes of farming, so it's not a it's not a particularly surprising turn of events.
And now HK needs to make sure they don't make the mistake Schalke made in the last game, where because you have given up so much map control, you have no vision over Baron. It is alive. And then suddenly gets rushed down by the Azir team. Some wards being placed by Schalke, but HK is around. And there is the Rylai's. I'm happy to see this. Thank you very much.
And the Hurricane. We have items. We were promised team fights at 25 minutes.
Oh, will it be?
Can we get a? We should get a picture of a Deficio face with a 3-minute timer to see whether or not there's a thumbs up at the end. So I was right or not. Steve and Odo going to be trading it. Tank v tank. Keep watching. Parallel sidestep. And we continue fighting. Is that as exciting as you were hoping for?
Yes, I actually think it was more exciting watching an Azir kill minions. I also think it's exciting to see teams fighting over vision now.
Yeah. Some props to Schalke as well. Pushing up on the blue side. Slightly easier to get into the river around the pit, but also pushing into HTK's jungle.
Yeah, you see the very defensive wards from Freeze. Defensive traps from him, sorry, not wards. He plays Rio needs to be a little bit careful. It's a flash engage from a Gragas, and then suddenly Rio's in trouble. We're getting closer to the 25-minute mark.
And that means potential Baron fights as well. 1, 2, I'm counting 3 pink wards that I can see already from Schalke.
None in the Baron pit itself at this point. Obviously, they know it's only blue trinkets that can kind of get in there because they're blocking the rest of H2K, but they don't have enough control yet over this jungle to really force the Baron. That's why you see them move in here, so that we're slowly building up for that big fight.
Setting up those pockets of vision. Fox really getting some good damage onto Banda, chunking him out. A pink ward all the way forward. So that's the 4th one. You can see it's advanced that pink ward line. Still got the ability to put another one down. Steve with teleport and pushing the bottom lane.
And right this moment, one of the really cool things about Azir is how good he is at actually pushing past the dead tower. Plays his own turret now and force H2K to sit really far back, meaning they can't contest anything in the jungle because Azir is controlling mid lane with the tower. Better push, obviously. Caitlyn can't do anything against him, so he gets to just get full control of mid, pushing it in. Caitlyn doesn't want to go to a side lane. And they use it to get some control, but not really enough to gain anything. And we're still waiting for the big engage.
Yeah, and this is a little problematic for Schalke. Sunfire Cape just completed for Odo Wande. Infinity Edge and Perfect Hex Core in the last minute. So big damage upgrades. Tankiness for the HTK squad. They're still down marginally, 2,500 gold. But I think when you add the value that Vengeful Maelstrom can bring to a team fight, H2K still have very, very powerful options.
And it's important to highlight how hard it actually is for Schalke to really push anything, because there's so much wave clear on the side of H2K as well. There's all the traps being set up in front of a tower. It's very risky for Schalke to try and all in for one turret. That's why they're playing it so safe. They also know they have a good late game. Sure, there's a range disadvantage when we look at AD carries, but then you have an Azir as well in the late game. So it's going to be extremely interesting. Tanks on both sides. Sivir with her late game damage is great, but obviously Caitlyn is one of these fantastic hyper carries on the side of H2K.
And I think we have to praise both of the teams here for not making big mistakes. Playing to exactly what their team comps are meant to, really. You know, it's not flashy, but it is controlled, it is calm. It is looking for those opportunities where you can punish your opponent as opposed to making mistakes themselves.
And H2K keep finding some of these wards here. You see the one in the wall, actually, that doesn't get spotted by pink ward in front of the Baron. So they get to keep some vision in river all the time.
So now, Gilius will spot and clear that out. Very, very cheeky ward placement. But
I mean, at this
you
point,
need to do it.
At this point as Schalke, if you really want to have that fight, you need to start the Baron, have one of your tanks tank it, and then when you see H2K move in, you then have that flash engage from an Alistar, from a Gragas, and that's how you start the fight. H2K literally don't care about you hovering around here at the moment.
Yeah. Because H2K know they can wait for their opportunity to fight.
And also the pink ward placed by Schalke was outside of the Baron pit, so there's a ward being snuck in behind it from H2K on the minimap, meaning again, they're like, we know you're not starting Baron. I dropped my pen as well.
Burn your tongue on T, drop your pen.
Pick it back up, and just play by playing my own life at the moment.
There we go. I like that. By the way, the entire time we've been looking at this Baron vision, Steve and Odo have been trading back and forth, and Odo's coming away.
By the way, because he can't sustain himself, and Maokai can.
Yep, Odo's coming away in a better situation. Thanks to that sap magic passive.
Are we ready, Trevor? Ready.
I am ready. I'm ready. But the vision is not set up. So until those wards are contested, or until Schalke pull the trigger, I mean, they have to dare H2K to fight. What is the next dragon? It is live and it is Ocean. See that on the mini-map? So again, nothing really super valuable.
Be 3 dragons for H2K.
Yeah.
Again, double Ocean. Late game is not the greatest, where you have a lot of fights happening and you're constantly in combat. It's good if you have a lot of poke, but obviously the Elder Drake in itself is always strong. So another 10 minutes for that one.
The next one's going to be Mountain.
So
we'll have a Mountain Drake at about 32 minutes, and then Elder around 38. But by that point, a Baron fight may have happened and a team may have won. Because the later and later you go,
with the pace of this game, I'm not sure.
This is a one and done kind of game. Because one dramatic team fight will result in a large lead that a team can then finish the game. Because you're this late in. It happens.
True. My brain is fried right now. I can't really find anything to talk about.
I'll help you out. I'll help you out. Because down bottom, Odo and Steve are continuing to trade. Is there anything that Steve or Odo could be doing outside of just trying to push this lane in? Because they're kind of just neutralizing one another.
I mean, yeah, you can teleport away and give us a big team fight, as an example. Like, Steve is not winning the fights right now. They're just really trading farm, not even farm, they're just pushing minions back and forth. It's so much just about, like, who has the control around Baron, right? Because can you then maybe sneak it? Can you get a good start to the fight where the other team has to like run in from 2 angles to try and stop you? But Schalke is not committing hard enough. HK does not want to commit anything because they want to keep scaling up with their composition.
Well, I think it's a big testament to the fact that it's the first week of the summer split. When you're looking at these teams not willing to take big risks, but also not realizing some of the other small mistakes around clearing out vision in the Baron pits.
Some people like to say, you know, this is the EU LCS and a lot of teams don't really do anything for like 30 minutes, but I do feel like this week it's not been the case. We've actually had very action-packed games. Even the last one.
Yeah.
Just defending the EU LCS a little bit. But this has been...
Gilius is in some trouble.
Oh no, calm down, Trevor.
Body slams away. Summoner spells available for everybody. And
no surprise, there's been no fight for like 15 minutes.
It is just a matter of vision. And the moment there's a hole in that vision, it's currently being plugged up. I mean, Schalke plus 4,000 gold, nearly 30 minutes on the clock. CS, the only thing that's really worth talking about is the advantages for Fox and Ralls, but even that, slightly irrelevant when you look at the item break points that everybody's reached. There's a pink ward in the pits for Schalke this time round.
They have the vision control. Pushing up the mid lane is where you can... Oh, go in!
There's the body slam into the parallel convergence! H2K have lost Freeze just like that! Schalke break the game wide open. They take down Jankos where he stands. Gilius will be taken down by a tower shot by Ryu, but Fox sends the soldiers forward, looking for his opposite number. Ryu's able to run for his life, but Vander is forced to flash. The inner turret goes down, and that was a great engage from Schalke.
Something they could have done earlier, but now they found the right moment for them to engage, and we talked about this. Go back, you know, 2 years or maybe 20 minutes. We mentioned how this Caitlyn, there's not really anything that can peel properly for her against Flash Body Slam, against the Alistar flashing in as well. And they finally found the right engage, take down Freeze. Instantly, they get the Baron as well. Slow and steady, kills the AD carry. And now, Schalke, I was about to call him the full name. Now, Schalke is ready to play more aggressive. Again, this is great engage from Gilius. Straight into a stun from the Echo, into a combo from the Alistar. I mean, you couldn't chain that CC any better. And really nothing as an AD carry you can do, other than once you see the body slam from Gragas, you flash already, but then you don't have to flash for next time. So it's so hard to react against this body slam flash engage. And some of you were just waiting and waiting for, talked about it 20 minutes ago, happened now.
And you have to give kudos to Steve and Gilius. Coming from 2 different directions, comboing into the parallel convergence as well. Just on the maximum range, but really good communication and heads-up play. Steve still has his teleport available, Baron as well, so this is going to give Odoamne some troubles down bottom.
Yeah, Freeze is going to need a QSS here to try and be able to use QSS and then flash away when he gets engaged on like this. But right now, Schalke with the Baron, with the Mountain Drake. Actually, no, that's probably going to be a lie. That's why I haven't shown both teams got it. Funny enough, a Mountain Drake. We just handed them one.
Yeah. The next one's going to be Mountain.
Yeah.
That's what it could look like.
Could look like this for either team.
For either team. But Innitar top is taken down by Schalke. And Schalke, they're just pushing two lanes at once.
As soon as you break open the game, one team fight, one Baron, one Inhib turret about to die.
As we said,
Inhib about to die.
one team fight at 30 minutes can
and
seal the deal.
1-1 tie as well.
Just like that. Are in Europe after all. That meme will never die. The inhibitor gets chunked down to 20% HP.
And I love that we're still sitting on that cloak from their Azir. Like, no, I don't want that Abyssal Scepter. Stay away from me.
Not going to be needed just yet. One more shot from those Baron empowered minions. Freeze is caught out.
Dead.
The barrel knocks him backwards. A four-man pulverized from Spratel with Freeze down. Fox is left able to clean house. Chrono Break backwards from Steve. Buys a couple extra seconds before he's taken down by Ryu. A lot of damage. The Divide sends Odo1 there and Ryu into the waiting hands of Schalke. They will pick their third kill of the fight, turn their attention to the Nexus, and after 30 minutes of farming, Schalke, null fear, turn their attention to the Nexus. Gotta wait for the minions to close this one out. That is the story of the game.
It is.
Gotta wait for the minions.
Yeah, minions coming in. Steve is dead, but that's only one guy from Schalke. Rest of the team pushing in. Jankos and Vander. Time to be heroes, but you're pretty useless at this point.
I don't think anything's going to matter. Vander gets taken down as Fox slides his way forward. The remaining members of Schalke take down the Nexus, even out the series 1-1, and take away 4 points in the opening week of the Summer Split.